We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
We met each other on a magazine cover. It's like God told us we had to be brothers in this rap music. Never fucking with beat makers, just a
beat makers.
We making all hail the king. I'm back. This time around I'm coming to get it all. Bigger in the hood than fentanyl. Yeah, I'm killing y'all. Porsche with the ceiling off. Pink blacker than the skin in Senegal. I'm night crawling like Jake Gyllenhaal. All independent though, but you can't tell by the way I'm spending though. Out here talking slick as the kitchen flow. Y'all rock aluminum cans, your jury's Michelob. Mine got them green with envy, these niggas piccolo. Pick a flow. I smack a rapper with a lyric that'll hit him harder than that nigga Riddick bow. The GOAT, go and let critics know. Crooked came up on food stamps, he knew he'd be a champ. Now the Louis V is stamped on my boot clamp. Bitches know, they wave when I smash past. Try to flag me down like the Star Spangled at half-mast. My money was young, I didn't have cash. Now I'm like the comedian headlining. I knew I'd get the last laugh. Really though, I've been way too humble.
What up? Welcome to another episode of That Part the Podcast. I'm your host, Timo. I'm here with my good friend, longtime friend, MRK, man. What's up, man? How you doing?
What up,
Chilling, bro.
Doing brilliant, bro. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. What you got in the works, man? What's up? Let's get to some shit.
I feel like that question is always confusing to me only because I never know what to say first. But I'm constantly working, man, constantly evolving. I just did my first virtual concert yesterday, in fact, with shout out to the Plugs, my sponsor, the Plugs headphones company. You should check them out too, man. GetThePlugs.com. They held a virtual concert yesterday called Coachella that I featured in, along with a few other artists and a couple of known artists like Kid and Skyzoo. And it was dope. I think overall people really enjoyed it. Shout out to my band, my guy Alex, Tyler, and Mark. We as a band, we got something special coming too later this year. So hopefully people enjoyed it. From what I'm hearing, people really enjoyed it. And then the current album that I dropped last month called The 40-Year-Old Rapper is out. Episode 1. Episode 2 will be here really soon. I don't want to say when, but it's really, really soon when it'll be here. And then episode 3 is coming right behind that, produced by Timo. Right now I'm on a single with King Crooked I and Joel Ortiz. It's called Hard. Their album Hard comes out at the end of this month.
Okay.
Y'all should go get that. That album is dope. I'm on that. Some other things in the works behind the scenes that don't make sense to talk about just yet.
Right.
Shout out to DFPN, Definite Podcast Network. We cooking.
Straight up.
So that's about it. That's all I'll talk about right now, I guess.
Yeah. So how you dealing with how you doing in this quarantine moment? Like, you getting like some new inspiration? Like, you getting some peace of mind? Or you getting like some headaches? Like, how is that affecting your creative process?
It helped it because everything slowed down.
Yeah. Everything
slowed down enough for me to pay attention to all of the ideas and thoughts in my head. I'm actually glad you brought that up. It leads me to another point, but I want to finish answering your question directly. As a creative, I got the cheat code, man, because there's always something going on in my head, and what gets in the way is all of the noise around me. Well, when it was time for quarantine, a lot of the noise quieted down. I didn't have to be as many places as I had to be. My kids didn't have to be rushed out of the house in the morning and picked up at a certain time in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Like it was I had a lot more time, and I used the hell out of that time too. I did a lot of work. Even though I'm not gonna stop, I've definitely done enough work to get me through the rest of the year. Musically, I'm saying. I've easily done enough work to get me through the rest of this year easily.
Listen to what you're saying though. Like most people who, most of the people coming into the game, they couldn't even fathom that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think for the most part people understand like how much work you put in. You feel me?
Yeah.
How much work we put in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess it's like an afterthought these days. You know what I'm saying? To say that you work hard. It's an afterthought. I mean, we're at the point in what we do where I don't have so much on the cutting room floor because I don't really take on an idea in the first place if I don't believe in it.
Right.
So I don't have a whole lot of, I tried this, I tried that, I tried this. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like when I was originally coming up as an artist, I'd have, a ton of unfinished songs and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nowadays, like I kind of wait until a really good idea catches me. And I would say at least 6-7 times out of 10, it's going to become a completed something.
Sure.
If it doesn't, it's because I wound up not liking how I sound over the beat or something like that. You know what I mean? So I will say that. So for me to say, if I say I got enough music to last me to the end of the year, that means that those songs are finished.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's not something I'm still working on. Like it's actual finished music.
So to piggyback off of that, like how many projects do you have that are not finished, that are in the works? Like your entire catalog.
Talking about projects that are in post-production.
Yeah.
Because they've already been produced. I would say anything that's not out yet is still in post-production because I could have an extra idea down to song arrangement before it comes out. So I can't say that as a project, it's all finished yet. I even got, as a matter of fact, on this next episode of the 40-Year-Old Rapper that is about to go live real soon, I literally, the second verse of the second single, there's 2 bars I don't like. You know what I mean? That I'm gonna go change. You know what I mean? so it's done all except that.
Okay.
And like even the stuff we working on, we're in post production. Like we're in so much post production that we just kind of playing around with adding songs here and there if we want to. It's not even a just to make it more pretty. Like it's not even a situation of like, if we wanted to, we could drop it today and it would be great. Right. But because we got a little time, why not? Let me try this tempo. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me maybe work with this other person, but make no mistake about it. Like the bulk of the work has already been done. Like it's been done. Right now it's just, hey, just turn that little vocal down, or you know what I mean? It's just real simple things, man. Real simple things. Add
this little bell here.
Exactly.
So you been outside, bro? Like you been out ripping and running? Like what you been doing? You got cabin fever? Like just in general. Like what's the mindset? Like I know you see people out because Atlanta's open or whatever, but how does that affect you?
So it affects me the same way it affected everybody, meaning that there's a new culture around here. Everybody's wearing masks everywhere you go. I would say at least, and I actually think it's more, but at least 80% of people when you out are wearing masks, right? Word. So everybody's conscious about not touching each other, giving each other room, giving each other space. I didn't visit a lot before. I damn sure don't visit people's houses now. You know what I'm saying? And we don't get as many people here to the house as we used to. So I mean, that's how we've been adapting. It's like, we do have to live on, we do have to move forward, but in a cautious way. You know what I'm saying? In a way so that you're not overtly spreading or capturing somebody's germs. And to be honest, man, I mean, really, that's kind of the only thing you can do. No matter how low the numbers drop, we're forever changed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're forever changed in that regard. In that regard, masks are our future. You know what I mean? You and I will own masks until we die.
That's just crazy, bro.
You see what I'm saying? We went from never wearing them at all,
right,
to them now permanently being a part of our lives. Like there's no way you won't own a mask from now until you leave here.
But that's crazy to think about, because you know how much shit is out there. Like AIDS is still out there, but no one's talking about that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So
do you think it's like a propaganda type thing? Do you think it's do you think this thing has always been here, or like what's your thought on that? Because I'm a little bit suspicious about this, because I'm convinced that the flu is the same as the COVID, but it's just a different strand of the flu.
So I have a belief that nothing changes. As a matter of fact, only two things change. There's only two things that ever change. One is technology and the other one is political correctness, right? Everything else stays the exact same. So because of technology, you're able to disseminate information at a rate unseen in human history, right? There are more people receiving the exact same information than ever before. There's also more people than ever receiving the same exact information in slightly twisted ways, depending on like political views and shit like that, right? Like, so it's like tailor-made. They can now tailor-make the way they express information to people. And you as a consumer, you got so many channel choices that you can only tune into what speaks to you.
Exactly.
And the way you want to be spoken to about this particular issue, you know. Listen, man, people should be cautious about the information they get. Like, it's actually one of the benefits to being an American is that you're able to listen to information and say, well, I don't know about that shit. You know what I mean? What is somebody else saying? Well, that sounds a little more, or you could be like, I'm turning it all off. I'm gonna believe what I want. That like what I just spoke on is probably the biggest American thing there is. You know, the difference between us and the rest of the world. Like we can really tune in however we want to tune in. You know what I mean? Or just completely tune out, like whatever. So you know, hope that answered the question.
It's just like with music, right? Like you as the consumer, you get to pick what you want to listen to. Like if you don't like something, you never have to listen to that again because all you're doing is adding stuff to your playlist. Right.
Now that doesn't necessarily mean you are aware. You can be aware of the choice to choose, but you may not be aware of the power of that choice. Right? Like you don't know when you're making that choice that you are exercising your power. Like you are saying yes to something when you tune into it. You are validating it. You are part of a bigger voice of people saying that this is something that somebody should, you know, pay attention to, right? Somebody scrolls by it, they see how many listens, how many plays, how many likes. You know, you are part of a voice, whether that's showing that you don't care about that shit, you know what I mean, or by not tuning in, or that you do care about it. And there's a lot of power in that. A lot of things that people don't like this is America. I've been saying it for years. If you don't like something as a collective, all you got to do is not pay attention to it. It will go away. You could do two things. You can not pay attention to it, and then you could support the alternative, right? Like you could literally make it go away by just ignoring it and focusing on the alternative.
Like racism.
Die off. You know what I'm saying?
Like racism. Like people don't think that they're racist, but they really are. For sure, because they've already decided in their minds what they believe racism is and what it would be to be a racist, and they're not that, and they can prove that because they have friends that they keep over there just to put, it's like a card. 100%. Here's my little trick for you, buddy.
I actually, like, at the present time, there was a time, right? And this is when I was going to church, where I had white friends, like, and I mean real white friends. Like, these was partners of mine. These was people that I invited into my home. People I went on trips with, I ate with, I saw often. You know, they
trusted them. You trusted them
with my kids. Like these were people with very important parts of my life, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. You know, I don't have any white friends right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any Latino friends. Like, I used to have some Latino friends. You know, I actually wish that I did, because I got a lot from them in terms of culture. I got a lot from them, and when you really good friends with somebody of another culture, and they know that you don't mean any harm, you can ask whatever question you want to ask. You know what I mean? You can express yourself any way you want to express yourself, because they know it's coming from a good place. Yeah. And they'll try to answer you. You know what I mean? And vice versa. They'll have questions. Go, why do black people always buy these sneakers? And, you know, I've been asked that before. You know, why do they spend so much money on all of these things? And I would typically tell them, well, it's because you don't understand what it means to have that. Like that's why you don't understand.
Yeah, big facts. Big facts.
For somebody socially, it's not a black thing. It's a human thing. Like people have said that you know, your doorway into social acceptance is by having these things. I mean, you can say all day long, it's stupid, but I'm a scream that to the hills, but I'm still not gonna be socially accepted, which is what I want to be at the end of the day, right? So, you know, I want the bad chicks. I don't just want any chick that'll date me, you know. I want the ones that I want the good ones, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
you know, this is survival, right? Like at a human level, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to procreate with a young lady that I find extremely attractive.
Right.
You know, and it just so happens they like guys with clothes and money. You know, so if it was for something else, you know, I guess we go for that. You know, so but yeah, so that's what I think, bro.
Man, that's it's crazy, man, that we're talking about this, man. I would never have imagined, like, in a million years that we would be in like a pandemic, forced to wear masks and forced to be antisocial.
I look at it as recalibration, though, bro. I see all of this time as sort of recalibrating everything, right? Yeah. Like, do you know who's hurting the most right now? To be honest with you, are people who we would normally put under the umbrella of famous, right?
Yeah.
Because one of the main ways that they were able to continually convey that they were famous and they could continually wrap us up in whatever they had going on was because we would all typically be paying attention to things like sports, going to large events. You know what I mean? It's like indoctrination, right? Mm-hmm. It's like if we're all watching football, the commercials will always show us what's important to care about, like, because like we're all watching it, so we're all being indoctrinated.
Yeah, like drink Bud Light, buy Coca-Cola, that bullshit. Yeah,
exactly. Hey, here's DJ Khaled. Remember him? Hey, such and such. Remember him? Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what I mean? Like over and over again. And the quarantine, what I've seen is it's not that people aren't still popular. What it is we were starting to do it before quarantine, but even more so now, people are being entertained by people that are not as famous. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got people DJing online, you know, taking tips for a living, and you know what I mean? You got people tuning in to people like D Nice, for instance. You know what I'm saying? You got people saying, fuck Funkmaster Flex, I'm going with D Nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, now that I have a choice to pick somebody who plays music I like while I have the time, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick somebody that plays music that I like. Yeah, not just a person that's on in my car when I'm on the way to work, right? Like, I want to...
There is a difference, too. There's a difference. Like, there's music that you want to hear when you're out. And then there's music that you want to hear, like, when you're inside. Like, no one's really bumping, like, hardcore, like, hip-hop inside of your house.
Nah,
you want to chill. You want some chill shit.
It all depends on what moods you want to set, right? Like, it all depends on whatever mood you want to set, however you want to set, or however you want to start off your day or end your day or whatever. But the point I'm making is that people are exercising their right to choose. I guess is what I'm trying to say now more than ever. And because people aren't out moving around, there's not as much like viral news about BS. Mm-hmm. Right, like that machine requires money, right? Yeah. That the machine of like propaganda and promotion requires money, and that money comes from large gatherings, right? That's where it comes from for people to be able to pay for those types of things. And without people, like, you know, how typically you won't hear from certain artists unless they got an album dropping. You know what I'm saying? Or
that's true. Like that's true. Now they're forced to be on IG, and they're forced to make you remember them.
See what I'm saying? I said Jay-Z was on IG. Like, bro, Jay-Z ain't never on IG. Like, Jay-Z
never.
On IG. You see what I'm saying? He was just on there with Guru laughing and talking and stuff, like, because it's just something to do. Like, bro, like, we looking at Teddy Riley and Babyface sit at home. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
I think Versus is very important, man. Versus is very important for the culture. I think
100%.
it's a rejuvenation. It's basically rejuvenating the culture, and it's making younger people realize, yo, these motherfuckers got busy back in the day.
Dude, well, listen. I mean, anytime you tune in to like when I was watching Luda and Nelly, and I'm looking at the number, and it's 500,000 people. I'm like, dude, I'm with 500,000 people that are enjoying the same thing right now, and we all know what this is. We're all you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we're all invested. It is a moment. Like, it is a beautiful thing to have this moment.
Instagram just realized how important hip hop was to their platform. That's what I think. I don't think they realized it. I don't think they realized most of the artists, the musicians, they fuck with Instagram only. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they realized that. And I think it's coming into play now. Okay, now we gotta sort of capitalize off of this thing. And I think that now that they're
but see, there's a fine line because
verses. Pay attention to verses. Pay attention to this verses.
MySpace found out that musicians were really utilizing it, and then they started to transform their platform into something that
it messed it up. It messed
up because the greater public was there to just socialize. You know what I'm saying? And they made it more about, you can put some music up, you can do it, and then it just became like, I liken it to when you would go to a club and you would come out and there would be flyers all over everybody's cars, like multiple.
And no one's paying, and they're just gonna throw them away.
Yeah, and that's what MySpace became. And actually before Instagram switched to the algorithm-based timeline, it was becoming that too. It also was becoming that too. You know what I'm saying? And it still is kind of that, not depending on what your algorithm thinks you like and stuff like that. But it just becomes a thing where when you scrolling, there's nothing but advertisements for somebody saying, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. There's not that random, oh, that's a cool picture.
And there's a bunch of, but check it out, bro. Like, another thing I noticed on Instagram, why are women not facing forward? They're always facing backwards and their asses forward. Like, do they not know how to take a picture properly now? Like, we got to talk about that. We got to talk about how this is going to affect, like, younger, teenage girls or whatever, and how they perceive this.
I think that it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing because of what you are leading to right now, which is it creates a very negative culture, right? Like it promotes something that you really don't want to have promoted to younger women. You don't want them to come into this realization that, all right, when I show myself publicly, I need to make sure that my curves are part of my presentation, right? Like, I have to make sure. You don't want them to feel that way. In the same way that you don't want your favorite artist rapping over popular beats, but that's what everybody likes, so he does it anyway. You know, it's like they damned if they do, they damned if they don't. You know what I mean? The numbers say they need to, right? That's what the numbers say. Go ahead.
Man, I'm seeing like psychologists, therapists, therapy nurses, policewomen. They're all taking these provocative pictures and posting them on the IG. Like, what? I mean, I enjoy it, but like, what kind of attention are they trying to get? Because 1 minute, but it's like 1 minute they're taking these pictures, right? And then don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, man. Like,
get the Bible verse.
Yeah, what are we doing here? Like, I'm pretty sure like individuals like me and you, we could approach these women, and then it won't be a thing. But
yeah, and make no mistake about it. I'm looking. You know what I mean? If they posting, I'm looking. I'm not.
I'm looking too.
Yeah, I ain't scrolling past like, oh, I don't want to see that. No, I want to see.
Hey, but you pressing that like though?
I'm not hitting that like.
You're not. Why aren't you hitting the like, bro?
I'm not hitting the like because I don't want them to know I was there. You know, so
okay.
so it's like it's like
you're just walking by. You're walking by.
Just walking by, man. I'm window
walking
shopping.
by in the neighborhood. I'm in the neighborhood, just walking by.
Man, listen. I like to smell pretty flowers when I walk past them. You dig what I'm saying?
Facts,
I get my feeling. I keep moving. Like, I don't pick the flower or
you're
sit next
not
to
like
the flower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I keep it moving.
And dudes got to stop that, man. They got to stop being like mad thirsty like that. Like, that shit is corny. You know what I'm talking about? If
they stop doing that, then the women would they be out of business. You know what I mean? They depend on them dudes to be in their DMs and on their comments and you know, a woman will post her Cash App, and you'll be like, you know, who's sending this broad money? Well, the truth is, a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Jerome is sending the money.
100%. The truth is,
Uncle Pee Wee.
a lot of people are hopping in the DMs like, hey, I just sent you $50. You know what I'm saying? You got a second for me? You know, and then they may say, okay, well, what's your name? It's okay, I see it. You know, what do you have to say? You know, and the doodle, you know what I mean? That they get in best rap.
So that could be a form of therapy for that individual. I'm going to send this young lady some money, and she's going to give me a minute of her time, and it's going to make me feel better.
Entertainment in a lot of ways, man, is an escape from reality, right? Yeah. It's like when you go, it's the same thing like when you go to a strip club, man. Like 10 times out of 10 with the every once in a while anomaly, you're not gonna have sex with these women you're giving money to. It's just not gonna happen. No matter like my man Chris Rock said years ago, no matter what a girl tells you, there's no sex in the champagne room. Like, it does not matter what she tells you. I know it seems like you might be able to, but it's part of the fantasy, bro. Like, it's part of the, it's like when a woman posts her picture like that. It's part of the whole, oh, now you have my attention, I'm gonna like it. Maybe I can get with you. I mean, it's very unlikely. You know, I would say impossible, dog. Like, and I
don't know, man. Magic City, man. I don't know. It might be going down in Magic City.
It is going down depending on who you are. I would say 9.9 times out of 10 it's not going down. I would say that depending on who you are within the community of people that frequent that establishment, but that's not coming for free either, right? Like it's not like they're getting something out of it.
They're getting
like,
something for sure.
That's how it works. You dig?
Sure.
You know, real bills have to be paid. You know, real food has to be eaten. You know,
and they got to pay that commission.
100%. So it's like I'm just glad I'm not a part of that life. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to have to give of myself or give of my money just to function within that space. But I mean, a lot of people swear by it, man, and I guess it does work for some people.
Do you find it hard to make a I don't know, man, me personally, like when I produce like these records, I may make a strip club record, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't really understand the mindset of a stripper. So how do I make her dance to the music that I'm creating?
That's only because you don't spend enough time in that environment. That's why a lot of the younger music don't hit us like that, because we not in that environment. Like if we was in that environment, when we heard that music, it would feel like that environment, and we would you see what I'm saying? We'd have a deeper appreciation for it because we know why, we understand the value of it. You know, we want to hear that drop in Magic City. Ooh, this gonna go crazy. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You know, because you know how the girls is gonna move this, that, and the third. When you somebody like us who don't really frequent those establishments, man, like it is very difficult. It would be hard. I could do a strip club record, but it wouldn't be authentic, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't be authentic.
We got one though.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't even want to perform it in a strip club, bro. Like it's just not my speed. Like you know what I'm saying? I ain't turning down on money. You know what I mean? But it's not my speed. It's not for me. I get it. You know, I hate to make it seem like I got a problem with it because I don't. It's just not my speed. It's not where I am in my life.
Nah, man. I understand you 100%, man. I was never really into that kind of stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Either, but they got some good food though.
For sure, some of the best.
The food is good, yeah.
100%.
Sure. But yeah, man. What else you want to talk about, man?
What else?
How did you feel performing the show last night?
Felt great. I felt validated. I feel the level up in my spirit. Like I feel it. I've never been so sure. Even right now, like talking to you, like I've never been so sure that I'm looking at somebody who is going to be held in the same regard as like how people talk about Hit Boy right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 100% sure that all we got to do is figure out how to get the public to pay attention right quick. And once we figure that out, it's on and popping. Like once the public finds out what we know, it's over. Like it's over. It is, and it's not over just because you're talented. It's over because you know now what you didn't know then, and you can actually use that to your advantage. And I think that there's no more perfect place to be in, right? You getting an opportunity right now to kill it versus 10, 12 years ago is a completely different Timo. You know what I'm saying? Like you carrying it with a different, your patience level is different. Like you're more confident in yourself. You know where you want to go with it. You understand more about sound. Your production is better. You know what I mean? Like there's a whole thing. And what I'm saying is what we did was, and what you did was, is you may have had momentary lapses like we all do, but you didn't give up. You see, like you hung around long enough to where them opportunities started to come again. You see what I'm saying? And now when you take advantage of them, you're gonna be way more purposeful. Now how you do it? You know, when you young, bro, like you feel like time running out. You know what I'm saying? Shit gotta happen right now. You know, you feel like, bro, like if I don't get it by the time I'm 25, and it's like, well, if I don't get it by the time I'm 30, you know what I'm saying? You know, you feel like time is running out, and it's not running out. And you are missing all the lessons. You're missing all kind of shit, right? Because you and then you realize 10 years later, you look in the mirror, you say, well, shit, I still look good. Shit, I still feel good. What was I in such a rush for? Like, what was the big deal? You know, if I would have took my time, all of the stuff I'm learning now, I could have learned back then. It's all types of stuff, you know. But I was in such a rush, bro. Like to be honest with you, like my stage presence wasn't as good as it is now. Like I wasn't as good as a writer as I am right now. I wasn't, you know what I mean? Like there was a lot of things that needed to be improved that I couldn't see because I just wanted it to happen right then.
And the opportunity, the funny thing about it is, you know, we're at this age, but the opportunity is still there. It's like right there. So
100%.
That speaks volumes because we've been able to keep a sound consistent throughout all this time, and it's still resonating with people. I don't think 100%. People understand how difficult that is, and how much shit you got to go through to put this shit out. You got to go through real shit to put some real shit that people are gonna feel. You know.
And I think that for anybody that's listening right now, this far into this, that is a fan of Timo or that loves Timo, you know, I've been aware of Timo since about 2005. I've been aware of him. I think I actually met you in about 08. Was it 08, 09?
Yeah.
08. Probably like 08 is
it was
when
08.
Yeah, I met you. You had a production partner named Ira. You know what I'm saying? And you guys were
Shout out to Ira.
You guys and Ira was he wasn't living in Atlanta yet when I met y'all first time.
We was living in OKC.
Okay, cool. So
he was in Japan, I think.
No. I'm saying when I came,
I actually met you.
Yeah, when I met y'all.
Nah, he was living there. I was living back in OKC.
He was already living here. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So because I remember I did go to his apartment a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? And I built with him. And as a matter of fact, I was working for a whole nother production company that I got him some work with too. That was a long time ago. And but anyhow, so we just kind of like loosely kept up with each other over the years. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of loosely kept up with each other, and I think you became aware that I was an artist too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You might have been loosely aware of it at one point, but you became aware that I was really taking a shot, like with this artist shit. You know what I'm saying? And you had some music you was working on, and from my opinion, I think you was like, well, let me throw him something and see what happened. You know, just kind of like, let me just see what happened. You know, I ain't doing nothing with these here. Yeah. You know, and I sent him right back. You know what I mean? I sent him right back, and it was like, oh shit. Well, maybe that was a fluke. You know what I'm saying? Well, here's some more. You know what I mean? Here's a little bit more. I got him right back. He was like, Not only did you get him right back, you gotta, hey man, I'm working on this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You actually started getting requests for me for music to the point where you started sending me folders of beats, and I remember telling you because it was a lot of shit going on, man. Everybody in that feeling was dropping albums last year. You know what I'm saying? And I remember telling you to just be patient with me, because I was like, we're gonna do something, but shit is crazy right now. You know, just keep sending me the music. You know, we're gonna figure it out. But right now, I'm gonna put your music on this compilation, and then we just kind of like went from there. So I absolutely, you know, I don't wanna spend this time talking about the mutual friend we had in between us, because it's just not necessary right now.
No.
But
and shout out to that person.
For sure. Yeah. I just mean to say I just didn't want there to be any distractions, because even though a lot of headaches came with that, it wound up being worth it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wound up being worth it to me at the end, because when I did decide that I wanted to be an artist, I now have the opportunity to step in that role, right? And actually do with your music what maybe that person should have done with your music. You see what I'm saying? Like I actually have the real opportunity to do so, you know, and so I'm excited about that. Like I'm excited because I was a fan from Go. Like I was, you know, from the very beginning. You know, I was a fan from Go. This is somebody that I produced their whole project, and you guys came along and he took half of my music off and replaced it with you guys' music, but it was so good that I couldn't even say nothing. It wasn't like I didn't feel bad. Matter of fact, he had a song he did called Down Here or something like that. Y'all did the beat for, and I used to love performing that song with him. Like, this shit was so crazy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted whoever was listening, man, just to know that you know, more of the story will come out in the future in a good way, not in any kind of salacious way.
Nah, man, it's all
good. More of the story will come out in the future, man. But I just want you to know, man, that I appreciate you, and I'm gonna do everything I possibly can to make good on everything, you know, that we've decided to do together. Like I'm gonna go out of my way to try to make it work.
Likewise, my G. Likewise, man. Like I'm working, man. I'm grinding, trying to get new inspiration. So, you know my process. You know my process, bro. Like sometimes you gotta step away to get that zone, and then come right back with it. You know?
Whatever works. I got hits in my computer. I'm not worried. You know? So whenever you figure it out, you know I'm here. You dig? Like, yeah. I got no problem with you, bro. Matter of fact, I got a folder of music from you that I have songs labeled for me that I still have not even gotten to yet, just because I've been so busy. Like, if you didn't send me another beat for the end of the year, which I still want you to, but if you didn't send me another beat for the end of the year, I'd still have enough T-Mobile music to work with for the rest of the year. Like, I have plenty of it. And I mean shit that I want to work with too, not just beats. I mean beats that I've sectioned off already and said, I'm gonna do these.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we good, bro. However it hits you. I can't wait to be in a position to where I can put other artists that I feel like are of the caliber to rock with you. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people, but you know, man, everybody ain't so forthright. Everybody ain't so hard working. You know, people take your music and just kind of sit on it, you know, forever.
Man, let me tell you, bro. You don't want to know my story, man. I got albums with dudes, man. They just sitting on them. So I'm like, you know what? Nah, man, I can't sit on this no more, man. I got to put this out.
I got to keep it moving, man.
Yeah.
So what is the future for the That Part podcast, man?
Man, I'm keeping it moving, man. You know, this is it's turned into like a solo thing, but I'm gonna make it work. So,
bro, you should do what you just did with me with everybody in the crew. You should bring everybody in.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, because that's gonna number one, it's gonna expose you to everybody else, the people that follows everybody else in the crew. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna expose what you do to them. You dig? And then it's also gonna just give you that practice too, like, right? Just that practice of doing this type of thing. I mean, man, look, man, you intelligent enough you express yourself well enough to do this by yourself, bro. If somebody come along that's serious, that's cool. But make no mistake about it, you can absolutely do this by yourself. Like you know what I mean? You know, I know you wanted to, you know what I mean, the round table is a great idea, you know, and it can be done, but with the right people. You know what I'm saying? With the right people. So
I appreciate that, bro.
all love, man. Nah, you good, bro.
So yeah, but I'm about to get up out of here, man. This Zoom is telling me to get off, so.
All right, my brother. Did
But
you
yeah,
shout out DFPN yet?
Shout out to That Feeling Podcast Network. You know what I'm saying? We're doing big things out here, man. My dude MRK, he got some joints. Go check out his SoundCloud. Go check out his Spotify, iTunes, man. Like this dude is amazing, man. He's amazing talent, and I'm really excited about what we got in the works. So stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. We got some shit for y'all.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. All right, man. We out.
Yeah, cause 7 years I never missed a Sunday. Was told it was a setup for a wonderful one day. And though my story was written, I could somehow edit that based on my own decisions. But I knew my grandmama loved me. The only human that never judged me. Always did the best with what she had to work with. The first to leave and teach me death was certain. Pastor told me I had a choice when I met it. Blessed the crackers in the juice and told me I ain't have to accept it. And to watch all of my actions cause the devil was directing it. Then he died a couple months later from frying all of his breakfasts. Man, I'm just tired of being scared of it. I'm tired of being controlled by the way that they be selling it. Either believe this or die. Eat less of that or die. Pass gun regulation or go to Walmart and let's toast to life. The goods and the bads. That nobody's the colorful. Stripes and the plaid. Why is everybody so mad? All on a page with everything pushed to the edge. I heard you scream out to God and he screamed back. Motherfucker, would you rather be dead? Would you rather be dead?
Would you? Get over yourself.